Let's begin with homework exercise number 13 from section 5.6. We have 4 to the 6th power divided by 4 to the 10th power. And again, remember when you are doing exponents and you have the same base and you're dividing, fraction means division, you subtract the exponents. So it'll be 6 minus 10, which would be 4 to the negative 4, right? Okay, and notice you type in exponent notation but with positive exponents. Remember, to make a negative exponent positive, it's the reciprocal. So it's 1 over 4 to the 4th power. So that's an exponential notation, and that's with a positive exponent. So that is the correct answer. Let's go ahead and put that in. Very good. And then evaluate 1 over 4 to the 4th power. You can do it on your calculator. You want a fraction, so probably what we'll do, since it may not recognize a fraction so that's small, we'll go on the calculator. We'll do 4 to the 4th power, which we know is the denominator, 1 over 256. I guess it probably would. So then it would be 1 over 256. Which is the correct answer, or I guess we could have done 1 divided by 4 to the 4th power, and then go ahead and hit your math key, and then hit enter twice to select fraction and to get the answer, which is 1 over 256. All right, very good. All right, now we're going to work with scientific notation. 5.9 times 10 to the 5th. This number is written in scientific notation. They want the decimal notation. Now, what this means is 5.9 times 10 to the 5th means you're multiplying by 10 5 times, right? Because 10 to the 5th means 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. Okay, now notice, whenever you multiply by 10, the decimal's moved over one place, right? So like 5.9 times a 10 would be 59, right? So if we're going to multiply it by 5 times, we're going to move it over 5 places. So we have 5.9, we have to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to add 4 zeros. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Decimal goes there, so now this number would be 590,000. Again, we're moving the decimal over to the right, the number of places in the exponent, because every time you multiply by a power of 10, you move it over to the right, the decimal, okay? So this would be 590,000. Problem 15, now we have a negative exponent, which means we're dividing by 10, so we're going to make the number smaller. So notice 4.53 times 10 to the negative 4. The exponent is negative, so this would really be 1 over 10 to the 4th, so you keep on dividing by 10. When you divide by 10, you move the decimal to the left. Okay, so if we're going to divide by 10 4 times, we're going to move the decimal to the left. We're going to make the number smaller. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you would have to add 4 zeros, so our number would be 0.000453. Notice we only had 3 zeros because the first time we moved it was from the right of the 4 to the left of the 4. Okay, so the answer would be 0.3000453 in decimal notation. Okay, now we have a decimal, and we're going to express it in scientific notation. So now we have the rule is the decimal point, one number is to the left of the decimal. So the number's between 1 and 10. So 6,500,000, you would make the decimal between the 6 and the 5 to get one number to the left of the decimal, or the numbers between 1, greater than 1, and less than 10. Now notice, what did we do? We went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places, right? The number's big, so we would have to multiply, so the exponent is positive. So 6.5 times 10 to the 6, again, you could just go ahead and change it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you would add 5 zeros, and there's your original number, 6,500,000. So we can kind of take the scientific, go back to decimal to double check our answer. But now remember, we wanted scientific, so in scientific it is 6.5 times 10 to the 6. Okay, so we put in 6.5, use the times, and then put in the 10, and then choose the exponent, the superscript, which in this case is the second one down from the right. And we said it was to the 6th. And there's our answer. Okay, 0.00042 in scientific. Again, we need the decimal to be one number to be to the decimals, one number to the left of the decimal, so it would be at 4.2, right? Now 0.00042, we go over 1, 2, 3, 4 places, right? So again, but now what? This number is very small, so we would have to divide. So that means it is a negative exponent. When it's a small number, it's a negative exponent. Because here, if you multiply this, well, if you multiply by 10 to the negative 4th, you keep on dividing by 10, so the number would become smaller, and you would get that number. Okay, so a smaller number has a negative exponent. So 4.2 times 10 to the negative 4th. And now our superscript is there. We got to put in a negative 4 in the exponent. And that is our correct answer. Number 18, 2 times 10 to the 7th times 2 times 10 to the negative 4th. Now, you can actually use your calculator to do computations. Okay, so we're going to start. Let me show you how to do this by pencil and paper. Then we can, a lot of these problems, we can start using our calculator. So 2 times 10 to the 7th times 2 times 10 to the negative 4th. Yeah, right. You can multiply the two whole numbers together, the two decimal parts. So 2 times 2 is 4. And then 10 to the 7th times 10 to the negative 4th, when you multiply the same base, what do? The rule is you add the exponents. So negative 7 plus 4 is a negative 3. So this would be 10 to the negative 3. So it would be times 10 to the negative 3. Now notice, they want the answer in decimal notation. So this is 4. 4 is just 4.0. The decimal's there. So we would move it over 4, 1, 2, 3 places. So we would have to add 2 zeros, so our answer would be 0.004 as a decimal. Okay. Oh, okay. Got it mixed up here. What did I do? It was 2 times 10 to the 7th times 2 times 10 to the negative 4. So 2 times 2 is 4. I think I copied it wrong down. 2 times 7 times 2 to the negative 4th. 7 plus negative 4 is a positive 3. So I think I might have copied it down wrong before. So it's 4 times 10 to the third, and then the decimal's there, so move it over 1, 2, 3 places. We'd add 3 zeros, so the answer would be 4,000. Okay, that's better. Let's go ahead and try that now. The exponent is a positive 7 and negative 4 is a positive 3. All right, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and do it. So the answer is actually 4,000. There we go. Okay, now on the calculator, we can use parentheses. The first number is 2, and then just times 10 to the 7th power. Get out of the exponent, and then times, put the next number in parentheses, 2 times 10 exponent. The negative is below the 3 to the negative 4th. Oops, let's get out of the exponent, and then put in the right paren, and hit answer, and there's our correct answer of 4,000. Okay? So now we can also do these on the calculator. Okay, 19 we can also do on the pencil and paper on the calculator. This one you're going to go ahead and, again, divide. Fraction means division, so divide the two decimals. So 30 divided by 5, do this part. 30 divided by 5 is 6. 10 to the 7th divided by 10 to the 5th, same base. Remember, when you're dividing, you subtract the exponents. So 7 minus 5 is 10 squared. So it'd be 6 times 10 squared. And again, now this one we want in scientific notation, so we can leave it in this form, right? That's in scientific notation. We don't want a decimal, we want it in scientific. So that would be our answer, 6 times 10 to the 2nd power. And then we do the exponent, and there's our answer. Now on the calculator, we could do 30 times 10 to the 7th, even though, and again, oops, I keep on forgetting to go over and then the parentheses. Now this time we're dividing, right? So we definitely use dividing, even though 30 is not technically, it's supposed to be 3.0, you can still put it in that form and it'll work out fine. And then the second number divided by 5 times 10 to the 5th power. And we get our answer, 600. Now actually, and then again, you would just have to convert, move it over 2 places. So it'd be 6 times 10 to the 2nd power. Okay? Very good. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stop this session at problem number 19.